Broadcasting from the Dixon Petunia Festival Sweetland Studios, this is Along the Rock.
Welcome to Along the Rock, brought to you by the Radar Free Press. I'm Nicole Bollman, and with me today I have Shirley, and it's Shirley Vivian, and Laurie McBride. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we've got several different organizations to cover. Whoops, and I'm going to drop my pen there. So there's several programs in Dixon, and these involve petunias, I believe.
And flower gardens.
Okay, so we have Beautify Dixon, we have Dixon and Bloom, and then Rock River Garden Club.
Yes.
So who wants to start telling me more?
Well, we can tell you about Rock River Garden Club.
Okay.
That was the first organization that started. It started in 1957, and it was only women.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And they met during the afternoon, and then as more of us working women joined the group, they switched it to the evening. So we started doing more flower beds and flower pots. We started with the post house in Dixon.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And we took over planting the pots there. And so we do that now every season. Mm-hmm. And we also do City Hall and Dixon Chamber Main Street, the pots there.
And Veterans Park.
Oh, right.
And the Lincoln Statue Park.
And so were those just any particular flowers, or was there like a theme with those?
The only ones that are strictly petunias are the post house and, well, not the pots, in ground are petunias, and Peace Park are petunias.
Okay.
But our other ones...
They're mostly like container pots, and they do different things. Some petunias, but some other plants too.
So then is Rock River Garden Club responsible for planting these flowers?
And maintaining.
And maintaining.
Each club member, and we have about 50 in our club now.
Okay.
Each club member is assigned a civic garden, and so that's how we take care of them.
Sure. Wow. So
And that means we also have to raise the money to support these gardens.
Okay.
And we have a big event the first Saturday in June 7th.
Okay.
It's Bloomin' on the Rock.
Okay.
And it's held on the Rock River in a large tent.
Oh, great. And that's something the community can come out and support?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
We would love that. You should come.
We would love to get more information on that, because we do have a community calendar on the radar.online, so we can get that information out to the public as well.
Oh, good.
So,
Each year our theme changes, and this year it's Supper Club.
okay.
So the food and the atmosphere will be oriented toward a supper club.
Nice.
And members make pots, and they're auctioned off.
Okay.
And so that's how our money is really raised. We make some on the dinner, but mainly on the pots.
Sure. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, they're really
So
popular.
we'll look forward to that. You said June 7th.
Right.
Yes. Okay.
And
awesome.
we need the money because our gardens and the pots that we do cost about $5,000 annually.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
And then we, as a garden club, give a sizable donation to Dixon and Bloom for the petunia baskets.
Okay. So then tell me more about the petunia baskets.
Okay, Dixon and Bloom. Well, we plant them. We started planting already, and what did you say?
34 this year.
334
34
baskets, yeah.
And all of the money we are mostly donations. The money that we get for the pots.
Sure.
I think we have it's all different.
We have a box number for that, box 127
Okay.
in Dixon.
Okay, and so those donations are then come in from the community.
Yes.
So anyone can
anybody
donate
can.
towards the Dixon and Bloom, and that is the petunia baskets.
That's strictly the petunia baskets.
So when you guys start these, do you actually plant them, or do you work with someone on planting the petunias?
Well, they come in as little plugs. They're about this big, and we have 3 different colors in each basket, and we have 20 plants in each basket.
Wow.
So I constructed a pictograph so that they know which hole to put which color in
Oh, wow.
and how many.
Okay.
So we can tell. Sometimes we don't always follow it because you'll see a basket with too many of one color because
Okay.
we got a little goofed up.
We might have been talking too much when we're planting.
But yeah, there's a way that we have to plant them. We can't go straight in. We have to kind of go in with our fingers, and then we put 5 on the top, and then there are 15 on the sides.
Wow.
And so there are 3 different levels on the basket. And so that's why the baskets or the flowers in Dixon drape like they do, because of those sides, the plantings on the sides.
So when does that planting take place to have them ready for?
We started the first week of April. That's typically when we start.
Okay.
And
Took us about 3 days to plant,
right.
3 mornings, and quite a few people.
And usually it's the members of the garden club that come to help us, or sometimes our friends, if we can convince them.
Whoever we can talk into.
Yeah, right. That is sometimes the problem.
Yeah, so then how many weeks does it take for those petunia baskets to be ready? And then when are they placed around town?
Well, they always go out the Tuesday after Memorial Day.
Okay.
Because the city workers at the cemetery are the ones who hang them for us.
Okay.
So we have to wait until after Memorial Day because they're obligated to work on at the cemetery until that time.
Sure. Okay.
So that's when they go out.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. So a lot of petunias, a lot of baskets, and a lot of volunteer or workers that make that happen.
It's the 61st year of a Dixon tradition. The 2025 Petunia Festival returns July 3rd through 6th with fireworks, music, the carnival, and memories in the making. Plan your weekend at petuniafestival.org.
So anything else that you want to share about Beautify Dixon and that was Dixon and Bloom.
That was Dixon and Bloom.
Okay. Anything else you want to share about Dixon and Bloom?
Well, I'll say that it started in 2011.
Okay.
Because we couldn't put flowers along the roads anymore, along the streets, because the soil was depleted. So 4 of us went to Red Wing, Minnesota, and they have a very advanced system for their baskets and all their parks.
Okay.
So after we saw that, we brought that idea back, and we put baskets on the Galena Bridge and the Peoria Avenue Bridge. So it started with just those bridges. So then Robin Canode and I went to St. Charles, and we found out the type of fertilizer that we needed for petunias. And there is a specific one to make them grow better.
Wow.
Then we started having some issues. Our pots still weren't as good as we wanted, so we hired a consultant. And he helped us to determine the type of petunia to plant and the type of soil to use.
Wow.
So that research has resulted in
Our baskets looking
and they're beautiful.
so much.
They're
Thank
so
you.
beautiful.
other towns do copy us now.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. So I have to ask, is Dixon still the petunia capital of Illinois?
Of course.
As far as we know, it is.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so then is there anything else that you want to share on that, or?
We do walk around town all the time after they're hung and, trim any loose petunias and...
Yeah, sometimes you'll see us on ladders, much to our
scary.
husbands' chagrin. They don't like us to be on ladders, especially on the bridges, because the bridges sway a little bit, and you're out there. And,
wow.
But and sometimes we're pulling weeds out of the baskets too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there might be and people will call us and say, I saw a weed in basket number.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Wow.
So then we get a ladder.
They must be walking on the bridge. Details, because hopefully
You
they're
hope
not
so.
seeing
They're
that
not
from their
looking
car.
when they're driving.
One year there was a tomato plant down by Medical Arts
That was in the basket.
that was in the basket, and then one time there was a 2-foot yellow weed in a basket by the courthouse. And of course, we don't use yellow.
Yes.
We only use pink,
Right,
some white.
right.
So
Wow.
It's kind of funny.
So, and then who does the maintain, like the watering, and then you guys say that you are pulling those weeds and clipping, but who takes care of them then throughout the season?
Laurie Sheridan is hired by the city of Dixon to hire a crew to do the watering.
Okay.
So, and the city of Dixon pays for the watering.
Okay.
And so each time they're watered, and they're watered 6 times a week,
Wow.
6 days a week. And there's fertilizer
Fertilized, yeah.
in the water each time.
Wow.
Because petunias are heavy feeders.
Okay.
Yeah.
And full sun.
Full sun. That's right. We've had to move some baskets because they weren't in full sun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then there's another program in Dixon, Beautify Dixon. Does one of you want to speak to that as well?
That one started in 2019, and it's a subcommittee of the Dixon Chamber in Main Street. And we have a few volunteers for that, which we also, some of our garden club members help with that too. Planting petunias and daffodil bulbs in Peace Park. And we have monthly cleanups around Dixon.
And you'll know it's our group because we have pink garbage bags and pink disposable gloves.
Yeah.
So that's how you know it's Beautify Dixon.
And what does that consist of?
The Beautify, or the...
Yeah, so
Beautify-
like when you have those days where you have the pink gloves and the pink bags, like
We have
what-
different areas of town that we clean up.
Clean up,
If
okay.
and especially maybe we'll clean up before the Petunia Festival to make it, and then, of course, after the Petunia Festival.
And we have an active Facebook page so that people who live in town also volunteer to help us out with that. And Kreider from Dixon uses several of their residents to help us.
Wow. So if somebody from Dixon, or do they have to be from Dixon?
No.
If they want to help out with that, what would they need to do to participate?
Probably call Chamber Main Street or check our Facebook page, Beautify Dixon.
And we usually will publish the time and place that we meet
Nice.
each month.
And we are, Beautify Dixon also is responsible for choosing the holiday decorations that are in the park by Lincoln, the Lincoln Cabin.
Yes.
So, in fact, we meet Thursday to pick the holiday decorations to add to that collection.
Takes a while
Yeah.
to come.
So are those new ones, or are they some that have been, because I remember some from Sparkle Park years ago.
No.
But these are all new.
These are all new.
Okay.
Right.
They're at Lincoln Park.
Yes.
Newer.
Yes.
You'll have to drive by.
Yeah, we started with I don't remember how tall that tree is.
Yeah,
But the star on top is 5 feet tall.
Wow.
So it's a large tree. So we started with that, and we just keep adding more decorations to that park.
Yes. So obviously we covered that if someone wants to help out with funding for some of the flowers, they can do that. And then what about the Rock River Garden Club? Is there a way if people wanted to join the club or be a part of that?
That's another web page and Facebook page that we have too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and you could private message if you were interested and come to a meeting and see if you like it.
Perfect. Great. So is there anything else that you'd like to share today?
Well, we should mention too that Beautify Dixon is through the city.
Okay.
Because we gave a presentation and people said, well, why do you have 3 different organizations? Well, they're all funded in different ways.
Sure.
And their support is different. So that's why there are 3 organizations to do this.
Great. And do all 3 of them have a Facebook page?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So that if someone wants to find more information, they can do that. Okay. Wonderful. Well, thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Laurie, so much for coming in today and telling us all about beautifying Dixon and all the different petunias and obviously the Rock River Garden Club too that helps with all of it, it sounds like.
Yes.
So yes, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you for watching Along the Rock, brought to you by the Radar Free Press. Join us next time as we learn more about our community right here on the radar.online.